When the training camp invitations were sent out for Team Canada's entry in the Summit Series, there were a couple of Maple Leafs on the list who many considered to be long shots to make the squad: Paul Henderson and Ronnie Ellis.
Harry selected a lot of hockey players for this, and I'm sure all of us would like to play in every game, and that's not possible.
I was playing on a line with Ronnie Ellis and Paul Henderson in Toronto. We basically played together for about 6 years straight, and we had great chemistry, and we had success in the National Hockey League. And Paul and I thank Normie very, very much because of him. Normie was an all-star before he came to Toronto, but because of Normie, Paul and I believe we were sort of at the height of our careers, 26, 27, 28 sort of age. And Paul and I got invited to training camp. And when they called me, they basically said, "Ron, we'd love you to come to camp. We have to invite about 35 guys so we can have inter-squad games," because this was the month of August, Joe. Month of August, there was no one to play. And they said, because of that, we're going to make sure everybody plays at least one game. And I said, if I can play one game with my country, I'm coming. And so I arrive, and we look at the board the next morning after getting into the hotel the night before downtown Toronto, and there was about 8 lines listed, and there was a line at the bottom, not too far from the bottom: Ellis, Henderson, and Clark. We didn't know what to think about that. Bobby was just coming into his own. He was still a young player, but he had really blossomed that prior year. And we weren't too sure, and just, okay, let's give it our best. But as it turned out, Bobby Clark was a young Norm Ullman. Very good on face-offs, good passer, good forechecker. So as I look back at it, why did this line have such success? I think it was because we didn't have to make any changes. We just played the same game we played in the NHL. And we started to show well in training camp, in the scrimmages, in the inter-squad games. We were the best line. And anyway, as it turned out, we were named to start game 1 in Montreal.
They put Bobby Clark together with Ronnie and I at the start of the season. And after the first practice, we went out and had a couple of pops. I think Labatt's made them, but anyway, they're Molson. And anyway, I said to them, let's really show these guys we can play hockey. I really would like to play in Toronto. My dad died in '68, and I said, I'm going to bring my mom down, and it would be great. And of course, Ronnie wanted also. And as it turns out, you didn't have to say much to Bobby Clark in terms of getting serious. And so when we went to training camp, we were, at best, we were 5th line. At worst, we were 7th line. And so we went with a determination to get into the Toronto game. And the old saying, you never know when opportunity is going to knock, but the secret is to be ready. And so we worked our buns off. And 3 of us came to camp in pretty good shape, a lot more better shape than a lot of people. And Ronnie and I were really, really fortunate that we got him because he was just a younger Norm Ullman, a lot more aggressive, but a really good playmaker and a really good forechecker. So we didn't have that much of adjustment. And then as time went on, we played the red-white game, get us some game. And our side won 5-3. I got 2 of the goals, and Clarky got 1, and we had to play against Esposito's line. And it became obviously to us and everyone, we were one of the better lines in camp. And so as time went on, we knew we were going to play in Montreal. And we did play in Montreal. In fact, we were the only line that played all 8 games. And even in Montreal, Bobby and I scored, and we only had 1 goal scored against us near the end of the game. And so we put that hard work we put in, sure paid off. But we were fortunate, too, to have, because a lot of guys just couldn't find the right combination, playing with other people. And then, of course, a lot of them didn't like each other. And so trying to get along was really difficult. And so anyway, it's all in the history books now, and I'm not changing a bit of it. we knew they were good hockey players, but it's just like in the NHL today. First place team plays a 20th place team. They're probably going to win most of those games. And I really felt that if their goaltenders really had a great game and ours had an off night, they might win a game. But when you look at the firepower, you start with Cornway, Esposito, Mahovlich, and then you got Hatfield, Gilbert, and Rattel, and you got Perreault and Martin, and so in our defense was just outstanding. And so I just didn't. I thought that the games would be close, but we would overpower them probably.